This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. If you haven't already heard, you heard about Sonia Massey, the killing of Sonia Massey by a police officer who responded to merely just her calling the police to check on the premises to see if there was a prowler. And unfortunately, the police officer basically shot her 3 times in the head. Okay, that's from front to end. All right. And then when we look deeper into what actually happened, um, somehow they go from that to wanting to come inside her house. Okay, see, like nobody's really asked. That's what makes me feel like he felt like, yeah, I can do something to this person. Okay, like he set it up so we be done so. I think he was upset because he had to be there. So somehow now he's inside her house. Okay, he gets inside her house. Then he's looking around the house. He's asking her questions. She's talking about type of medication she takes, and that she has some mental issues and so forth. Then he tells her to check on that water because we don't want the house to catch on fire. Once she gets over to the water, suddenly he's concerned about the water and her being next to the water, and gives her and basically gestures to the fact that that water is boiling hot. And then when she says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," he tells her he will shoot her in the fucking face. Then proceeds to shoot her in her face. And white Twitter is going around saying basically that she tried to throw boiling water at him, which doesn't even fucking matter. Like I mean, if you could just hear um, the rhetoric, the way he spoke, I'll shoot you in your fucking face. They seemed to have no empathy for her. He was ready to open and close that case. It was like, and then when the sergeant gets on site, he's asking about how this went down. And he's like, she charged him with water, hot boiling water. So he has to shoot her. And then according to the family's saying that they heard different versions of basically what happened. So many different versions. One version is that a neighbor shot her. Another version that it was a suicide. So there's a cover up from the beginning, and it's like, and it seems to me, right now in the midst of all of this, okay, here's Kamala Harris. She doesn't want to say anything. She doesn't want to speak on it in a way to. Wouldn't this be a great way to come out with a foundational Black American hate crime bill, a Black American crime bill, however you want to put it? This would be an awesome time because you're going to be a presidential candidate. Why couldn't you run on those facts? You know why you can't? Because you couldn't even come through with the George Floyd Act. So this would be like, she doesn't want to bring it up because somebody might ask about it, and then she would have to literally avoid them and pay them no mind. And then we have all these comedians. I mean, comedians out of all people, not doctors, lawyers, accountants, and other professionals. Comedians out of all people are shaming Black people. They're using their figurehead as kings of comedy, knowing that there's a certain demographic that basically, enjoyed the kings of comedy stage. So this is who they're talking to, you know, us. Hoping that we will fall for some type of shit. Bro, we've been around for a minute. We've already seen this. Okay, anybody that's D.L. Hughley's age or Steve Harvey's age has seen this shit over and over. And if they're paying attention, at what point do they say we can't do the same shit over and over again? I mean, we just can't. We've waited. We've waited our turn. We went for where he just got in office and he couldn't do nothing. And, oh yeah, Biden, he was going to be part two. He was going to come along and further, some things, bills and so forth that will benefit Black people. And none of it has benefited Black people. Kamala Harris has a nerve to attend an FBA university. An FBA university used our resources and then has nothing for FBA. It has absolutely nothing, and to this day continues to refer to us as people of color. We are not the same as those other groups that come to America and capitalizes off of us. Why isn't there anyone having this conversation? And if you're talking about this somehow makes you a hostile person of race. You know, you're black supremacist, right? And then you see these zesty, moist people that are getting on Twitter and they're saying about, they're very disappointed in black men and how, man, keep us out of this, okay? Because remember, when Kamala Harris, when she ran for her spot as vice president, she didn't have nothing to say no black man. This was all about black women, what black women were going to do, and this and that. And still to this day, but what have black women capitalized from having Kamala Harris as vice president? Okay, and now she's a candidate for president. What has she said that she's going to do for black women? And like I always say, I hate that. I hate this black man. Well, what's she gonna do for us? Absolutely nothing. She doesn't say black family. She just says black women. So she already split black families down the middle, right? Because she just speaks on women, right? The caretakers of the children who are shooting in the streets, who are killing in the streets. That's the that, and this who she pitches to, empowerment to. These guys, not trying to actually mend families and bring them together and have a father in those houses with his children and they grow together, not mandating laws and regulations that would support that type of activity. No, no. But you will support something for Asians. You will support something for LGBTQ. Okay, listen. Foundational Black Americans are taxpayers. Why do we have to assist in footing the bill for every other group and every other immigrant in every other country that wants American assistance? But then when black people are trying to get something to further along who we are as a people, then somehow we're asking for handouts. Isn't this amazing? It's okay for us to pay our taxes. Pay your share of those taxes. You work overtime, pay them taxes. Okay? And they watching. And then they'll turn around and say, hey, y'all, you ask for a handout. How dare they? You know why? Because there are many of them, I'll say, are disgusting people. Okay? And they know damn well what's going on. And they're choosing to make these decisions. Now, I want to get on the subject of black shills. These are people that have no stock in the game as far as any progression of black excellence. All they want to be is a figurehead or a representative or symbolize something of black progress, but actually there's nothing behind it. So there'll be some zesty black man that will get on there and he will belittle and down black and say what black men should do. And the latest I heard is that black men are allowing Kamala to be abused somehow. Something like we're allowing this. We're not saying anything to the people that are not happy with what Kamala represents in their opinions. And so, because we're not saying anything, then we are hating. And this is the BS I'm talking about. They actually speak as if black men. Okay, first of all, their image of black men are rappers and comedians and people of the entertainment world. Like they underestimate the black man that actually works for a living and have to deal with real life issues, okay? So you have these Negroes that have made it, okay? And so, therefore, it's easy to say, hey, we got to get behind Kamala. You know why? Because Kamala is going to reward them with media, with mass media. And so they know it's just like when we do videos on YouTube. You're going to pick a topic or a niche, okay, and you're going to get on what's hot for the moment, so that you can get performance out of either views or likes or what have you to drive traffic. So now you have these people such as Steve Harvey, DL Hughley, what's that dude Aries name? I just seen him say something about what black men should do. See, they're all pitching for airtime, for rewards, that their names will be brought up when Kamala makes it, okay? Same thing with Roland Martin, okay? When Kamala makes it, she'll pull back and bring them up. But there's no real talk and tangibles for people. All they're talking about is fear-mongering topics such as racism, such as this Project 25 thing. I don't even know about that, but apparently that's something that they said. And then they'll speak on, like, well, yeah, I heard this one. Trump is giving immunity to police, but Kamala doesn't say anything about what police just did or what they're going to do. So you see the double talk? And so they're hoping that you are an ignorant group of people and are not actually thinking out your own brain and saying to yourself, okay, yeah, I understand Trump is a racist. Okay. But what are you talking about, Kamala? You're saying he's a racist. Okay. You're saying he's a racist. All right. That's cool. They're racist. They're misogynist. They're all these things. But what do you have to offer, Kamala? Nothing. So guess what? You have nothing to offer. We're not going to help you swing just to help you swing. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to sit back, get the popcorn, and watch the festivities. And when Trump becomes president, we're going to watch the festivities of all these things happening that are going that when we see immigration come to a halt and get these people up out of here, yeah, boom, that's going to be a whole nother market right there. Remember, FBA, none of these things have anything to do with foundational black Americans. We have created none of these problems. Your only concern should be with your own community, because every community is concerned about their own community. And you would be insane to be so concerned about something else that has nothing to do with you, using your power, your energy, and your logic skills to figure out issues that have nothing to do with us, that we did not create. But we have our own problems. You have all these mothers and women that so-called want to vote for Kamala, but yet have nothing to say about the children of women that are shooting and killing, and how can we better that? Is Kamala speaking about any issue for black people? No, I haven't heard anything. And the only thing she wants to speak about is loan forgiveness. That's something that was for everybody. And guess what? Every black person did not go to college. It sounds crazy. So who are you only talking to? She's only talking to those that sorors and all these people that like her because, they're stuck on that shit, on the AKA shit. They're stuck on that colorism. They're stuck on that light skin. They're stuck on that, on that bullshit. That's all those dark skinned women that wanted to be involved, and the only way they could be involved was to be around a light skinned woman. And that is what we have here on a large level, on a large scale. Those are the only ones that's falling for this shit. Sorors want to come out, but okay, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But sorors, what are you doing for your community? Right? Faith and hope. What are you doing? You're telling us to vote for Kamala because she's a black woman. And it's like, come on, man. Stop playing, bro. Like, just anybody that's a certain complexion, we're just supposed to vote for, and none of the policies are for us. They're for another group, other groups. How is this possible? And every day, there are black men that have to be seen as hostile because we're speaking on it. We're logically speaking on issues that need to be brought up and talked about. And then there's a large group, a segment of shills that sees that as some type of hostile black man. And these are the same men that have families, that speak on things that affect their families, but somehow those black men are either bots or they're just, I don't know what the hell it is. But that's why I feel that, you know, Democratic Party is full of mess, as it always have been. Republicans full of shit, as it always have been. But at the end of the day, we gotta actually step back and say what party is doing anything for foundational black Americans and what's going to affect us. Okay, Kamala, what are you talking about? What's going to affect us that you have? And it's still nothing. But all you're getting is celebrities coming out and shaming black people and down talking black people like we're at their shows or looking at their comedy shows. Like I don't know. I don't know who they just think that they have. Well, I guess they do have a large segment. But I do believe there are a lot of FBA people that have woken up and have no part of this, and they're mostly either tethers or just Democratic shills. Once again, a Democratic shill only cares about themselves and other Democratic shills because that means they're all be employed. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to come back later and talk more about Sonia Massey. Um, God bless Sonia Massey. This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News. Please like, also subscribe, and thank you for visiting my channel.